Guys, I picked up a thing. All I do know is that it should power on, so let's start with that. There you go. Okay, it's doing stuff. It belonged to a school, and as far as I know at least, I just picked it up at a friend's place. I traded it for a microphone, and this is a very knackered tape I've got here. The reason I'm grabbing this tape is because I am all out of 10-inch empty reels. I used to be this massive reel-to-reel user, and I stopped using them a couple of years ago because tapes got really unreliable second-hand and really expensive new. This tape is also completely worn out. But I sold most of my stuff, so far so good, and it turns out I have no 10-inch reels left anymore, and I need one to put two nice 10-inch reels on this machine. It's supposed to wind a bit quicker, but then it is still dirty. This is very bent. Not sure if you can see. I'll just try to. See? You usually can bend those back, but you have to be really careful because they do break. While it winds, let's put some signal through it and see if it works at all. We have signal. Oh, and we have feedback apparently. Okay, took a bit of messing around, but it now monitors. So apparently this was already two tapes together, and somehow with the leader tape in between. Who did that? Leader tape is supposed to go with that tape. Oh, that's actually the end of one tape, and okay, interesting. So we got one perfectly okay tape now, in not too great shape. So that's one down. Now let's fill. That's actually a TAC reel. That's kind of cool. Let's fill the next 7-inch reel. Yeah, winding speed has definitely picked up. This thing is waking up. Capstan runs, so that's a good sign. It does go into record mode as well. So with a little bit of luck, this thing should work. At least part of the electronics is okay. So the problem with these machines is not the mechanicals. They are usually fine. The belts last really long. The motors are super reliable. The direct drives have some issues with the capstan motor. This may have the same motor, I'm not even sure. But the belt sort of buffers these issues so you don't hear any vibrations of the motor directly into the tape. Yay, direct drive. I don't like direct drive. So the issue with these machines are usually limited to electronics, specifically the two SC458 transistors that die. This one's probably either already overhauled or about to break, but so far it seems to be performing relatively reliably, except for some dirty switches. So it's the GX-600DB model, DB standing for Dolby. It's got a light in the SOS switch. I had one of these before, but I didn't know it had a light, so apparently mine was broken. And a light in the Dolby switch. I had no idea. Right, so that's that. This appears to be a Maxell UD 18180 spliced together. So that's actually 12 hours of music on that tape. But it's much too thin for a machine like this one. But I do now have an empty reel, which is exactly what I was hoping for. Let's try to play a tape on this thing, because it may very well work. Right. Let's set this 10-inch, high-speed tape, play. I hear noise. That's great. Does the counter work? No, it doesn't. Does the machine produce any sound?
You're on your way back.
Ha! This is a classic.
In a brand new station wagon.
So yes,
A pile of rolling crawl.
it absolutely does. It's just running a lot too slow, and I know why that is. It has two pulleys, one for 60 Hz and one for 50 Hz. And when you transport these machines and then turn them on, it often happens that the pulley flips from the 50 to the 60 Hz setting. You just have to open it up, put it back, and it will run fine. I'll do that in a minute, but first check all the functions. Because this is on 60 Hz now, and we are in 50 Hz territory. Does the back tension work? Let's see. Yes, it does. Very well, actually. So we got play, we got fast forward, we got rewind. We got the weirdest pause ever because it's pretty much stopped, not quite. The only issue so far is the speed, which is a 5-minute fix. doing this always reminds me of those kids trying to figure out how a Walkman works on YouTube. Because they're all used to MP3 players and stuff. Yeah, try this, guys. Are you ready for tape saws? Oh my god! It's perfect! There's nothing wrong with the thing except for the speed. It actually is going to sound a bit better even. And the counter. That's just the belt, and that's the belt flipped off. Low. Oh yeah, and dirty switches of course. That's just absolutely fine. That's really nice. I'm gonna open it up and fix that belt issue and see if I have a belt for the counter. May as well fix it up right away, right? Desperate measures. I don't like doing this at all. Okay, almost there. I'm not gonna go for perfection, I'm gonna go for plenty good enough. Still a little. Please don't break. Okay, I'll settle for this right now. It's not perfect, but it's definitely more usable. It could do... No, it's alright actually. The spring isn't quite there. Yeah, it could do with a new trident, actually. So I took the back off the machine, 6 screws it's all, and here is the belt, which is still absolutely fine, but it's on the wrong pulley. Okay, some time ago, so I had to figure it out again. So there's 2 pulleys here and 2 pulleys on the motor, and you actually have to move the belt to the front of the machine, and then it will grab the other pulley and it will fix itself. If all went well, let's see, actually. Let's hook it up again. There you go.
It's a child's view of the eyes and how it is. Your father knows what's best. No one.
We have a fully functioning Akai GX-600DB with a slightly dirty switch.
He thinks he's so well dressed.
Oh, I got it. This counter is attached with another belt right there to another pulley right there. Ah, no, this is not something I'm gonna do now. I actually have to take the complete reel supply out to get to that belt, and I don't think that's worth it, so I'm just gonna get it out so it doesn't, at least doesn't deteriorate in the machine, because that always sucks. Oh, it's already falling apart. That's not my cutting. It broke somewhere else actually. I'm gonna take the bottom off because I want to see. Ooh, ha! Caught it. I want to see if I can get to that switch quickly, because I think it may be accessible from the bottom. I don't think it needs contact cleaner so much. I think just a little alcohol will do just fine. Don't want to overdo it. Can you see it rain? As I said, it was owned by a school, and it must have been their main machine, because usually schools don't buy machines this expensive. They buy simple mono machines like the Tandberg Model 14 or the Philips N4304 or so. Maybe an Akai 4000DS, but this? Maybe it was for the music classes. It's definitely meant for something more than just language practice. Also, for some reason, these machines often don't come with their feet. Maybe people put them in some cabinet and they're like, oh, it's too tall, and then they take off the feet and they lose them. This one's complete and in really nice shape actually. Right, let's hook it up just once more. Give it one more final test just for fun. And then I think it's safe to say that this thing is in very nice working order actually. Okay, let's see. Record. That's properly impressive. It's definitely not set up for this tape. There's a little more highs in the tape, but it should sound absolutely fine with BASF and MPEGs and such. Dolby works. Low speed. Not bad at all. Oh, I messed with the heads. Impressive. So, safe to say, this is one perfectly working Akai GX-600DB that I just traded against a very nice Sennheiser microphone. I'm still really happy with the trade because this is so much more my thing. I mean, look at it. It's gorgeous. It is in a really nice shape. It has a few little dingies on the wood, but the metal work is really nice, and it needs a clean because it's slightly grimy. But after I clean, this machine should be in really pretty shape. So, yes, off.